Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Our video topic is the main issues of Pakistan. In today's video, we will mention some main issues of Pakistan. First of all, I have to mention my group members. My name is Muhammad Kamil Tariq and my registration number is SP21 BCS063. Then we have Izza Saleem, Mahnoor Malik, Haris Ayyaz. At the end, we have Wajid Abbas. So our topic is the main issues of Pakistan. Let's move towards the topic. So the first basic question arrives, what are the basic problems in Pakistan? The things that will come into your mind after this question is that there are many problems like educational issues, health issues, economical crisis. As every department Pakistan is struggling. After all, why cannot we despite all these problems from our country? The answer is certainly same in your mind. When you leaving your home, there is lot of trouble and who makes your home bad. Apparently compared to our country, we cannot live in any other country like this. As we know all the problems that Pakistan are struggling. But did we play a role for the betterment of our country? So just think about it. There is one more question. What will be the reaction in case of attack in Pakistan? Of course, in this difficult time, you stand up with Pakistan. Or we have to wait for difficulties that come and then we have to stand. This is not a good deal. So let's move towards the topic. I have to describe the economical issues of Pakistan. First of all, we will start with the definition of economy. What is economy? The production, distribution and consumption of service by different agents is known as economy. So, what is it made up of economy? Basically, economy is based on production, distribution of trade, consumption of goods, consumption of service. So the question is, why is economy important? The economy is an indicator of development and sustainability. A good economy ensures better chance of survival and development of a state. If we understand the cycle and the systems in economics, we can better understand how to manage our money and society. So let's move toward the economic system of Pakistan. In the world, there are two major economical systems. The two dominant economic systems in the world are capitalism and socialism. Common hybrid of capitalism and socialism are welfare capitalism and state capitalism. Capitalism. Capitalism is a system under which resources and means of production are privately owned. Citizens are encouraged to seek profit for themselves, and success or failure of an enterprise is determined by free market competition. For example, United States. Socialism. Socialism is a system under which resources and means of production are owned by the society as a whole. Rights to private property are limited. The good of the whole society is stressed more than individual profit, and the government maintains control of the economy. The example is China. Economical issues in Pakistan. As there are many issues such as gas crises, power crises, inflation, IMF loan, law and order, trade effect and many more. Pakistan economy continue to face challenges such as fiscal policy, monetary policy, power crisis, law and order situation, low export and high import, lack of tourism. As you have seen the cycle, first of all we have low revenue, then obviously low infrastructure. So we have less investment, low wage, low employment, low consumption, low motivation, low productivity and low profit. And this cycle never ends. Economic problems. So our common economic problems are there. Capitalism is on its peak, taxpayers, no budget implementation, inflation, GDP, decline exports, external loans, no implementation of foreign aids and political instability. So let's move toward GDP. GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product. The GDP is one the primary indicator used to gauge the health of a country's economy. It represents the total dollar value of all goods and services provided over a specific time period. You can think of it as the size of economy. Conclusion: Pakistan and its people has a lot of potential and we are blessed with a whole lot of natural resources. If the government plans wisely and the people work hard, the economy of Pakistan can be taken to a whole new level. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Izza Saleem and I am from Comstats University Islamabad WA campus. My registration number is SP21 BCS 062 and my topic to discuss is education problems in Pakistan. First of all, introduction. So if we say that what is education? We can define education as a learning process for the individual to obtain knowledge and understanding of the higher specific objects. Education is the basis for social and economic growth of every state. According to the Constitution of Pakistan, it is necessary to provide compulsory education to all the children between the ages of 5 to 16 years free of cost. Also to enhance the adult literacy, but unfortunately, the education system in Pakistan ranked below average in world education rankings. At all the levels, Pakistan has failed to produce effective human resources for nation building. So now coming to the literacy rate of Pakistan. According to the Human Development Report, Pakistan is placed at 136th position for having just 49.9% educated people. The primary completion rate is 33.8% in females and 47.18% in males in Pakistan, given by Data Center of UNESCO. This shows that people in the sixth largest country in the world are unable to get a basic education. So let's discuss causes of poor education in Pakistan. Problems associated with the education system in Pakistan are lack of adequate budget, lack of policy implementation, inefficient testing system, defective body structures, lack of quality of teachers, lack of education policy implementation, indirect education, low enrollment, high level resignation, politics interference, outdated curriculum, corruption, mismanagement and supervision, and lack of research. Now I will discuss some of these problems briefly. So first of all, education without direction. Pakistani education system, due being directionless and weak, has not been able to develop and guide its people on sound political and social grounds. There is lack of cohesion in the system and it is more prone towards general education, which does not bring any skilled manpower to the market, resulting there is increasing unemployment. Next is lack of resources. Education resources such as books, libraries, and physical facilities are important for smooth running of educational process. There are despairingly no facilities of books, libraries, and reading materials in all educational institutes of the country. Besides, there are overcrowded classrooms, inadequate teachers, and ill-equipped laboratories. This entire grim situation has resulted in a despair and low-standard education system. Internal and external influences. Education system in Pakistan is not free from external and internal influences. Externally, the system has been made hostage to political interference, and internally, it is plagued by the bureaucratic manipulations. There is a greater favoritism and nepotism in matters of transfers, appointments, and promotions. Due to this, the basic infrastructure of the education system in Pakistan has affected. Another major problem is corruption. Among other causes, corruption is the main contributing factor which has deeply affected the education system of Pakistan. There is a weak system of check and balances and accountability which has encouraged many criminal elements to misappropriate funds, use of authority illegally, and giving unnecessary favors in allocation of funds, transfers, promotions, and decision making. According to the Transparency International, Pakistan is included in the list of the most corrupt countries of the world. Low budgetary allocation for education. Finance is considered as the engine of any system. The education system of Pakistan has been crippled mainly due to the scarce finance. The successive governments have been giving less than 2.5% budget to the education sector, which is not sufficient for the growing educational needs of the nation in the present changing times. According to the International Crisis Group, Pakistan is amongst the 12 countries in the world that spend less than 2% of their GDP on education sector. So in the end, conclusion. Education develops people in all domains of life such as social, moral, spiritual, political and economic. The education system of Pakistan has not been able to play its role effectively in nation building. Students coming out of the Pakistani education system are theoretically sound but have no skills to apply. So we all know that every problem has a solution, and we can definitely improve our education system by doing better. Some recommendations from my side are: examination should be made free from the mafia of unfair means. There should be as less political interference as possible. The culture of research should be promoted within education institutions. Policies should be implemented without any delay of time and resources. I would also like to talk about the current situation of our education system, which is deeply affected by the COVID-19. To prevent the virus from reaching the youngest segment of society, classrooms across the world were locked down. For the residents of the poor and remote corners of most cities in Pakistan, the fundamentals of what most would call a normal life in the heavily teach-reliant years of the pandemic remain out of reach. Smartphones, laptops, even basic desktop computers are far from available to the masses. High-speed broadband connections are not just unavailable, they are expensive, dreamlike, and symbolic of privilege outside of the country's major cities. COVID is affecting Pakistan's education system badly, and especially for people with less facilities, it is very tough time. But we should always hope for the best. Inshallah, this pandemic situation will end soon and we will back to our normal life. So that's it for my topic of education problems in Pakistan.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mahnoor Malik. My registration number is SP21BCS065 and I am from Comsat University Wa campus. Today I am going to discuss about the COVID-19 situation in Pakistan. In December 2019, China notified the World Health Organization of several cases of human respiratory illness, the disease later named as COVID-19. The virus was confirmed to have reached Pakistan on 26 February 2020, when two cases were recorded, a student in Karachi who had just returned from Iran and another person in the Islamabad capital territory. On 18 March 2020, cases had been registered in all four provinces, the two autonomous territories and Islamabad capital territory, and by June 17, each district in Pakistan had recorded at least one confirmed case of COVID-19. Despite being the world's fifth most populous country, Pakistan only has so far recorded the world's 26th highest death toll at approximately 20,329th highest number of confirmed cases. Pakistan so far has experienced three different waves of COVID-19. The nation's first wave of COVID-19 began in late May 2020 and peaked in mid-June when daily new confirmed case numbers and daily new death numbers reached high points, then ended in mid-July. The first wave was marked by a low death rate and passed very suddenly as case and death rates began to drop very quickly after peaking. After the first wave, Pakistan's COVID-19 situation subsided, daily new death numbers and testing positive rates in the country stabilized at low levels. Cases and deaths began rising again, though in early November of 2020, culminating in the country's second wave. This wave was low in its intensity, mainly affected the southern province of Sindh and peaked in mid-December 2020. The country's third wave began in mid-March 2021. The third wave mainly affected the provinces of Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This wave peaked in the late April 2021 and since then, positive rates, daily new case numbers and daily new death numbers have been falling. Since the pandemic began, Pakistan, a country of 220 million people, has registered more than 9,26,000 cases of the virus with 21,000 deaths and 8,52,000 people recovered as per government data. Pakistan formally launched the coronavirus vaccination drive on February 3 as the country continues to battle the virus. The first batch of COVID-19 vaccine from China arrived in Pakistan via a PAF plane on Monday, February 1. China has donated 5 lakh doses of the Sinopharm vaccine, which has an efficacy of 79.3%. Sinopharm, Sinovac, and Sinobio and Sputnik doses have been administered in Pakistan so far. The 2.47 million doses of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine will be used to immune about 1.24 million high-risk people against coronavirus. Wasim Beg, the coordinator of Balochistan's COVID-19 vaccination cell, said to the diplomat, "We are providing vaccinations and spreading awareness, but people aren't coming to get vaccinated. We have even started a door-to-door service, but people have their own reservations and are reluctant. Only the educated ones are getting vaccinated. People are scared of the vaccines. They fear something might happen to them because of it." Government spread awareness through newspaper, ulema, clerics, interviews of senior doctors showing the public's office holders getting vaccinated on media and social media. But still very few people are coming to get the vaccines. Even in the healthcare community, people thought that taking the vaccine might be harmful. The most common myths arise on social media regarding the COVID-19 vaccination are that it can make people important, change their sexuality, and that it comes with a chip which could trace people, among others. Rubbishing all these myths, Dr. Khanani said they have 0% reality. No chip, he pointed out, could be inserted in the human body through a liquid form of vaccine. What doubled the misconception regarding the vaccine is Prime Minister Imran Khan getting infected with COVID-19 the day after getting the first dose of vaccine. Dr. Sajjad said the Prime Minister was already infected. He even had minor symptoms, but his doctors didn't wait for the incubation period of the virus. He further explained that the vaccination was for the prevention, not for the cure. Some people are also hesitant to get themselves vaccinated due to religious misconceptions. To remove such misconceptions, the Darul Ifta Pakistan has declared the use of vaccination against COVID-19 legal and permissible according to the Islamic Sharia. Considering these consequences and the current situation, it is clear that COVID-19 is a very fatal and contagious disease. Being a responsible citizen, we should protect ourselves from COVID-19 and avoid the spreading of this fatal disease simply by following simple precautions and vaccinations. Being an educated person, we should avoid the rumors and focus on what is right to protect our country. So that is all from my side. Stay safe and say yes to vaccine.
Unemployment is one of the major issues of Pakistan. It is a condition when the city of a country actively seeking for a job also able for a job and can't find any job. Nowadays, Pakistan is suffering from many problems. Unemployment is one of the worst problems of them. Moving forward towards its types, I'm gonna discuss 4 types of unemployment over here. The first one is cyclical unemployment. It is created because there is not enough aggregate demand for the labor. The next type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. When a worker shifts from one job to another, the time that he invests in finding new job and remain unemployed is said to be frictional unemployment. The next type of unemployment is technological unemployment. It is caused when workers are replaced by machine or any other advanced technology. The next type of unemployment is seasonal unemployment. There are certain industries for those the demands for their product is seasonal or their production is seasonal, which is called seasonal unemployment. According to the recent survey, the unemployment rate of Pakistan is 6.5%. The number of employed workers will reach 62.91 million in 2020 to 2021 from 62.18 million in 2019 and 2020. According to the Labor Force Survey 2017 and 18, unemployment rate for the next year like 2020 or 2021 has been estimated at 9.56%. Pakistan is facing a large number of unemployed educated people, particularly jobless graduates. The unemployment rate among degree holders is almost 3 times higher than the other overall unemployed people. The reason given for this is mismatch between the education being imparted and the need of economy to sufficiently absorb fresh graduates. The youth unemployment rate is quite high as compared to the average unemployment rate. The highest overall unemployment rate is 11.56 PC is prevalent among the gap group of 20 to 24 years. Unemployment in Pakistan is the biggest problem right now. Basically, unemployment rate identifies the number of people in percentage which are looking for any job. Unfortunately, Pakistan is still one of those countries which have the highest rate of unemployment, which is the cause of all the problems right now. It is the responsibility of the government of any country to solve certain issues like unemployment. If there is high level of unemployment, so they should start development projects. They should give employment to the unemployed. Moving further toward the solutions of unemployment, it is very difficult for government to overcome this problem. Government has to do proper planning regarding jobs. There should be equality in the education system of Pakistan. Retirement age should be decreased. There should not be any favoritism in giving jobs. Increasing population should be controlled, and the graduates which are graduating from the university needs to be skillful, and they need to learn a skill that will help them to get any kind of job. Thousands of graduates of Pakistan are unemployed. Thousands of unemployed workers are unable to even complete their basic needs. Pakistan's population has drastically increased and step has to be taken against it. Adopting the self-reliance policies, we can easily control the unemployment. Country's prosperity and progress is not possible without the reduction in the unemployment.
Water is life, yet in Pakistan it is running out. There is water crisis in Pakistan, yes. Hey, my name is Wajid Abbas. Today I'm going to discuss with you about water crisis in Pakistan. So let's get started. Pakistan is part of 36 countries that are under water stress. There are several factors that have contributed to water crisis in Pakistan, such as increase in population, especially in urban areas, mismanagement in agriculture sector, and climate change. Impact of water crisis in Pakistan. Currently, Pakistan is categorized as a water scarce country because the yearly water availability is less than 1000 cubic meter per person. The country crossed this level in 2005. If it reaches 500 cubic meters, it will become a country that is absolutely scarce of water by 2025. The effect of water crisis in Pakistan is already being felt among people. In Pakistan, 80% of people living in 24 major cities don't have access to clean water. In slums of Karachi, 16 million don't have access to running water. For many people who don't have running water, they are dependent on water trucks to fill their personal and family water tanks. A water truck may come only once a week. The lack of running water is being exploited by what is called the water mafia, which is a group of people that siphon water from the government that is meant for local people and sell it to them for higher prices. Although the government has tried to crack down on water mafia groups, the mafia groups still exist. What is causing the water crisis in Pakistan? There can be many factors, but I included only 3 factors. For example, population increase, agriculture, and climate change. Population increase. Pakistan is the sixth largest country in the world with more than 220 million people. By 2025, Pakistan's water demand could reach 274 million acre-feet, while the supply of water could remain at 991 million acre-feet. Agriculture. The commonly grown agriculture crops in the country are highly demanded on water. The country grows rice, wheat, cotton, and sugarcane. Crops like these are responsible for 95% of country's water use. Poor water management in Pakistan is causing high water waste. Within the agriculture sector, Pakistan has insufficient irrigation system that causes 60% water loss. In addition, Pakistan has low water productivity in comparison with other countries. Climate change. Pakistan gets its water from rainfall and rivers as well as snow and glacier melting. Because rain is seasonal and 92% of the country is semi-arid, Pakistan is independent. Pakistan is dependent of rain for its water supply. Pakistan is facing an increasing demand for food while it's experiencing reduction in water supply. One of the reasons that Pakistan will face an increase in water demand could increase the demand for water from crops. Finally, how to save water. The following steps could be enough to save water in future. First, government should make dams. Step 2, people should use water wisely. Step 3, we should make people aware about importance of water through campaigns. Thank you. This is end of my final thoughts. Well, Pakistan is a country facing tremendous problems and issues, most of which are the result of prolonged negligence, bad governance, ill planning, etc. The country has been a political turmoil since its inception, which had been further exaggerated after numerous dictatorships and some very short-sighted policies. But we all know that every problem has some sort of solution. The following are the solutions of these problems. So let's discuss them one by one. Our first solution is about accountability system. The most important is to punish all corrupt people strictly and to make the accountability process so easier, faster and clear that there will be no one who questions this progress. Everyone should be accountable back for what he did. Our next solution is for judiciary system. To bring changes in judiciary for the justice system, judges should be well educated and trained. Court should be the place for peace for a common people. There should be no discrimination between a common man and a minister. Everyone should be treated equally in the eye of law. Next is the provision of jobs to youth. I know these solutions are not enough to solve other problems which are exist in our society, but we need to take bold steps in order to solve issues. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video.
I hope you like it. Thank you.